Welcome to the latest episode of the Forecast in 5. I'm your host, Seth Katz. Joining us today is Alexandra Rosen. Alexandra serves as Global Head of GoDaddy Venture Forward, a research initiative focused on entrepreneurs and their impact on the economy that provides unique insights into their backgrounds, needs, and challenges. Prior to GoDaddy, Alexandra served in marketing roles with Cisco and Google. She has a UCLA alumni affiliation as she received her MBA from Anderson and has served as an entrepreneur in residence at the UCLA Anderson Venture Accelerator. Welcome, Alex.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Seth.
Appreciate you being with us today. So let's get started with some questions.
All right.
GoDaddy started in the late 1990s as a web hosting and internet domain registry. But today, the company does so much more, especially with helping small businesses and entrepreneurs across the world with accelerating their growth. Can you speak a bit about GoDaddy's mission today and how Venture Forward plays into it?
Absolutely. So GoDaddy's mission has always been to make opportunities more inclusive for everyone and to empower everyday entrepreneurs, as we call them, by providing the tools, resources, and support they need to succeed online. So whether a lot of times an idea or a business feels real to someone the moment they go and they buy the domain and they create the website. So we're there with them from basically ground zero. And so whether it's getting online, managing their digital presence, or growing, our goal is to be able to help turn that idea into reality faster, no matter the level of technical expertise, which is a big differentiator in today's world where technology is really key to almost any business. So Venture Forward is, as you mentioned, a research initiative that began over 5 years ago, and it was born out of supporting this mission because we all know that entrepreneurship is powerful. And without data, though, sometimes maybe that's just a hunch. How do we actually show that? How do we help inspire data-driven decisions to support entrepreneurs if we can't, quantify their impact or understand what's on their mind? What are their challenges? How are demographics of entrepreneurs changing? Things like that. And so Venture Forward is that data. We've been, as you mentioned, we've quantified over 20 million micro businesses, those with 10 or fewer employees who have an online presence, and measured their impact. And by doing that, by aligning Venture Forward with GoDaddy's broader mission, we're actively contributing to the success of millions of entrepreneurs around the world because we've been able to show how these entrepreneurs in their communities increase household median incomes, create jobs, reduce unemployment. And I have to give a huge shout out and kudos that we've been able to show that thanks to our partnership with UCLA Anderson Forecast and economists like William Yu, because they've helped us quantify, taken our data and quantified that. And we've been able to share that with policymakers who use that to be able to create all kinds of programs, from e-commerce accelerators to distributing funds during the pandemic, to all kinds of different programs and events, thanks to these facts that in partnership together, we've helped bring to light.
Excellent, Alex. And we're pleased to be able to have this opportunity to work so closely with GoDaddy and Venture Forward on this. Let's move into our next question. You've worked for some of the world's largest technology companies, including Cisco and Google, and many UCLA Anderson MBA graduates would like to pursue careers in marketing within this space. Are there some pointers that you could share with those who are focused on moving into marketing leadership roles?
I can only speak from my humble perspective and say limited perspective of specific to my experiences. I have always chosen technical companies, but not technical roles. I love the structure that comes from companies that are based in engineering, again, Google, Cisco, now GoDaddy, because it offers a framework. It offers structured and very quantifiable impact and adoption by customers. Now, how we connect with them, how we translate that technical into the human connection, into that adoption, into the communication with them that happens through marketing that drives really important and key business results. I think that's been my mentality and what has informed and been the through line and how I've pursued the roles I've pursued. So at Google, I worked in AdWords, so helping actually understand business goals, create the ads, structure, and this was not to date myself, but almost 20 years ago, of how people who were new to online understand how to leverage the space, and again, how they connect with their customers. At Cisco, I led partnerships, everything from working with Live Nation to working on the Rio Olympics and Tokyo Olympics, and understanding how we leave a legacy. Cisco was coming in to provide the Wi-Fi for both the Olympic Committee, but also for the cities, and creating legacy programs to try to leave the cities better than before they got there. So there was something beyond it. So again, thinking of how do we connect to our employees? How do we connect to locals? How do we build partnerships locally to show an authentic presence and impact? And then at GoDaddy, I was brought on when Venture Forward was first an idea, and there was all this data. But the question was, how do we bring it to market effectively? How do we visualize the data? How do we convert it into usable insights? Who do we partner with to tell these stories to advance the work? And so that's what I've been leading at GoDaddy and Venture Forward. And I hope I answered your question about how to navigate marketing. But I think one thing I'd advise, maybe it's obvious at this point, but data is so crucial now. But data means so many different things, and it's not dry. Data is, it's almost like a Rorschach. You can see a Rorschach test. You can see so many things in it. You can apply it so many different ways. And I think the skill set to be able to work with data, whether it's analytics, whether it's just your marketing results, whether it's back-end proprietary data, that then you convert into thought leadership, into content, into relationships, that's the nexus. And I think a key part of today's marketing world.
Very helpful. That's going to be extremely helpful for our students to hear as well. Looking at our next question, AI, it's increasingly influencing businesses and society. How has GoDaddy been viewing and responding to this AI revolution that we're seeing? And in your opinion, will small and micro businesses benefit from AI, or can they be adversely affected?
It's a really great question. And I'm glad you're asking it, because I think in the beginning and even now, when we hear AI, it feels sometimes out of reach or very technical or very intimidating. And so initially, I think AI revolution felt like it was unique to bigger companies who could take advantage of it. But at GoDaddy, we see this as a powerful way to advance our mission of empowering everyday entrepreneurs. And so it was thinking about, how do you make previously out of reach resources, like small businesses, small business owners, they wear many hats. So they have very limited time. And what we've seen through our Venture Forward work and surveys, one is that things they previously outsourced for, they can now use AI for. Like GoDaddy has a tool called Arrow that was released not too long ago. It helps small businesses without having a huge amount of technical knowledge be able to leverage AI for social media posts, for optimizing their SEO website, for I said social media posts, so content creation, customer service, kind of assisting with some of that. So through these tools, it's helping level the playing field, actually, because small businesses can operate in more multifaceted ways with more scale. And so we've been really excited at GoDaddy to help offer that. And at Venture Forward, I've been very excited to see how much is being embraced, seeing how we've seen the more ambitious long-term entrepreneurs embrace it faster. Those who tend to be more optimistic about their business tend to embrace it faster. Obviously, less surprising, younger business owners embrace it faster. But it's actually been something that's played a very positive role for small businesses. And I think instead of being a tool of exclusivity, it's helping making opportunities more inclusive.
Excellent. So as we look at those who are starting new businesses over the next 5 to 10 years, what do you believe are some of the emerging trends that we'll see as entrepreneurs lead and manage their respective organizations?
I think that one trend I'm seeing, thanks to technology, is the pace of business. And everything is moving much faster. And as a result, I think it's helping foster a spirit of experimentation and a comfort with failing, because you can iterate, you can fail and then learn. And so in the high-tech world, it's always said of, fail fast. And when there's a lot at stake, or when it's hard to get back up, that's very daunting. But I think in the trends I'm seeing with today's entrepreneurs, we've seen in our research that we went from 1 in 4 micro business owners have more than one business to now 1 in 3 this year when we surveyed them. We're seeing it takes less startup capital to get going because you're online. You may not have a brick and mortar. It may just be you, maybe 1 or 2 other people. So I think the agility that technology offers today is a trend that's being embraced by entrepreneurs who are moving faster and trying more things. And when they fail, they can just iterate and keep going or restart. And so I think that opportunity combined with that mentality is a big trend I'm seeing.
Very good. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode, Alex. Thanks again for taking out some time and just spending time with us.
Thank you so much, Seth. It's such a pleasure and honor.
Of course. And thanks to all our viewers for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode of the Forecast in 5.